Hey digital identity friends, I'm Lance from RootsID, talking self-sovereign identity. RootsID is an open source development group that builds software for grassroots identity efforts that matter. We engage with SSI communities like Trust Over IP, Decentralized Identity Foundation, and Hyperledger, all with the mission of bringing SSI to the mainstream. Thank you to our sponsors at Catalyst and IntelliPrism. After our last video on identity fragmentation, you became force sensitive to your digital identity, and it dawned on you that your child, dog, AI bot, and new business are counting on you for their digital identity futures. You are determined to avoid more identity fragmentation across big tech silos for you and your dependents. And you can't believe your good fortune, since the most influential internet standards body, the W3C, has just recommended a type of SSI identifier called a decentralized identifier, or DID, which can be used to identify people, organizations, or anything else we have relationships with. But are you now an identity genie, able to grant every precious dependent in your life the safety and control that their digital identity deserves? No, not yet. But we've mentioned some SSI platforms like IntelliPrism, Carry, Proven, and Web5 that will help. They all have strengths based on the markets, use cases, open standards, and software they leverage. And they all support the concept of a DID by supporting one or more DID methods. There are hundreds of DID methods to choose from. Some of them exist for common use cases like DID key and DID peer, while most of them are tied to their current architecture like the blockchain they are rooted to. Eventually, industry will settle on a few well-known DID methods as these platforms mature. Thanks to the W3C spec, all DID methods will follow the same pattern. In your simple cases, the DID subject will be you and your dependents. You will be the DID controller. Users will be able to use your DID to query a universal resolver in order to get the corresponding DID document. And for platform-specific DIDs, your DID and DID document will be persisted in some decentralized verifiable data registry like IPFS or a blockchain. In some ways, a DID document is the internet equivalent of a business card for your DID. It's important to understand that a DID document is information that the DID controller wants you to know about a DID subject. DID document information is not the same as a verifiable credential, just like your business card is not the same as your driver's license, which can be verified. We'll talk more about verifiable credentials in a future video explaining why Dwight Schrute can't claim he's the assistant regional manager with a Dunder Mifflin issued verifiable credential. The DID controller can add several useful things to the DID document. For instance, you can populate the also known as property to associate other URI identifiers with your dog's DID, for instance, her doggy blog. These useful DID document properties are defined in the W3C spec for DIDs. You should also know that a DID can have multiple controllers, and that a group can control a DID. Groups like Trust Over IP, Decentralized Identity Foundation, Hyperledger Ares, and the W3C are working together to build the open source software, standards, and governance frameworks that will make you the identity genie for your dependents. RootsID works with these SSI groups to connect the amazing communities like Cardano, Catalyst, and IntelliPrism. We recently used the DID Universal Resolver to provide DID resolution for Cardano IntelliPrism DIDs. That work is part of a Catalyst Fund 8 proposal. RootsID has submitted 9 proposals in Catalyst Fund 9, including enhancements to our identity wallets called Roots Wallet and Walkly, a proposal to bring our Cardano SSI community closer to the Hyperledger Ares community, a Discord-based social credential proposal, a proposal to explore verifiable credential formats and standards, and a proposal to research how Cardano can bridge to the Carry SSI ecosystem. If you are a Cardano ADA holder, consider registering to vote in Catalyst Fund 9, and you can find the links to our Fund 9 proposals at rootsid.com/proposals. We are happy to be partnering in Fund 9 with Snapbrilia, DirectEd, LearnerShape, and FreeOS. Please consider voting for those projects as well. And subscribe to the amazing SSI resource, Identisphere, who we are proud Patreon supporters of.